We're live. How are you guys?
How you doing? Good. Another Wednesday, Witchcraft. Love it. Let me just write this invite here.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
Tony, just in time. Great.
Yeah, yep.
Yep. Let's leave it with that. Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on with your camera? Can you turn it on,
Yeah, let
or
me let me
or rather
flip
not?
it. No. Yes. Yep. Oh, geez, I'm very blue.
Do you guys, by the way, do you guys watch the new Star Wars game trailer? Like the
No.
Mm-hmm.
so
Yep.
I completely opted out from Star Wars. I don't care about the TV shows and stuff. It's too much chores for me. But looking at this
Hmm.
trailer actually got me excited. This looks like a cool thing. What do you guys think?
Well, what is it about?
It's so I mean I really liked uh what the two, right? Like the two Souls likes. There was whatever and then Jedi Survivor,
Right.
right? And I thought those were great. I
Mm.
I, I mean, yeah. So I mean, Jedi Survivor was really cool. You know, had like open world. It was a little like poorly optimized, sure, but I thought it was amazing. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I'm hopefully it'll be really cool. I think the voice acting was not super good in the trailer, but
Mm.
yeah, some of it sounded like real wooden. But
Really?
that's just my opinion, you know. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean that was just my feeling about it.
Yeah. Somehow, like when I watched it, YouTube uh kind of had the German voiceover, the German.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. So
Yeah,
that was weird in the first place. So I didn't. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
So what is
Is
the
it a
story?
game that anyone's interested in?
It's a Jedi Survivor you playing? What is it?
No, you're like or not a rebel. You're like an outlaw kind of guy.
Uh,
You're
Hmm.
this girl.
it's.
Um,
I guess it's more like a GTA in the Star Wars world. I guess, or like
Oh, that's
like an open world action game.
I thought like Red Dead Redemption 2, actually.
Yeah.
it's well,
Gunslinger.
yeah,
All
potato
right. Yeah.
potato.
mm,
um, okay, that's cool. I might be in the minority here, but I'm waiting actually for a movie or a game where you play on the side of the Empire, you know, um, bringing stability, law, and order to the galaxy,
Helldivers.
like Helldivers, yeah, but in a Star Wars setting. It would be amazing. I mean, of course, yeah, down the road they might kind of figure out that something is wrong with the Emperor and the Empire, but at the beginning they should be like thrilled, going like, "Yes, I joined the fleet to liberate this planet," and then also like you can see that it works. I mean, you can see it even the Disney movies nowadays, right? So there's like this outlaw planet, and then suddenly this star destroyer enters the orbit, and just hovers over the planet, and suddenly peace. Everybody's at peace now. I love that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it sounds a bit like Assassin's Creed Rogue, something like that, where like you play on the bad side. But the problem is like even Jedi. Man, what was that? It was the Force. What was one where you played Darth Vader's apprentice?
Force Unleashed.
Yeah, exactly. Force
Yeah.
Unleashed. Yeah. I'm pretty sure even in those you don't stay that bad for very long.
Yeah.
Um,
Why
yeah.
is this? Players do not feel compelled being a bad guy for a long time, or is there some moral high
It
ground? Uh,
Yeah, I mean, it's because the Empire are bad guys, and
Are they though?
I-
Not everyone, right? Maybe the dude on the top, but the rest of them. I mean, it's like a
yeah,
pyramid, you know. I mean, can't blame everybody. There are probably people with good intentions in the Empire. There are probably people with good intentions in the Empire. Yeah.
yeah,
As I said, which want to bring peace, justice, law and order to the galaxy.
yeah. Yeah, and I think that's why like Knights of the Old Republic, which I think they're remaking, like that's cool because you can do whatever you want. You can be a like a Sith. You can basically play any way that you want.
So, who's the biggest Star Wars fan on our team? Would
Probably
probably
Leon.
Tony? Would that be you? Are you like watching all those shows like religiously and follow all the stuff?
I mean, I like them, and like I've watched a lot of Clone Wars, like
Okay.
yeah,
I think that's like
but-
the benchmark.
yeah,
Are
but
you familiar with the lore of the Clone Wars?
yeah, which
Have you read books?
which there
Have you
is
read
a
books?
lot.
Have you read books, Tony?
No.
No. Okay, it's not this
No.
far. Okay.
Yeah.
There's
No, I know,
hope.
and
Do you have
No,
do you have
and I think
Star
it's
Wars
good.
bed sheets?
yeah.
Oh yeah, a giant stormtrooper head. Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think Star Wars is totally good. I even like The Last Jedi and not so much Rise of Skywalker, but because like they're like very nice movies, I guess. Like the cinematography is cool. I like the settings. I like all the stuff that went into it. I didn't like the Leia thing that is super cringe, but that is what it is.
Oh.
Yeah, and I just I like it, but I'm not like a fanatic.
Okay. I mean, the reason I'm asking is because I was just saying I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I'm liking this new game, and you're
Mhm.
being a fairly big Star Wars fan, saying you're not that excited. So I guess the spells trouble for this game.
I think it'll be good, but
Okay.
but just because it's like under the umbrella of the Star Wars IP does not automatically make it like a good game. Yeah,
Right.
I have the same concerns like seeing the large open world, of with Jedi Survivor, where you get frame drops, like huge frame drops in some of these areas.
Mm,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if a game's fun, then
he goes
I'll
over
like
the
it.
technicalities already.
yeah, I have a pretty low bar for like games. Like for example, I'm still playing Suicide Squad. I'm like one of the few people who is like obsessed with Suicide Squad. I love this game. It's so good.
Wow.
I didn't expect that.
I love it. I love that. It's so good. Yeah.
You like what do you like about it? This rhythm thing in the battles?
Yeah. It's like so fun. The gameplay is so fun. Yeah. It's like a totally arcadey. Like it's super fast. The end game is terrible. Like it's super disappointing because like the actual gameplay of it is like so fun. All four play different. Now there's Joker and he plays different too. But it's just like really fast and like the gameplay, the core gameplay is like really, really good. They just didn't do that much with it. But
maybe you should try this Beat Saber Tsunami's playing all the time. I mean, this is all about rhythm.
yeah, Beat Saber's also really good. Yeah, I love Beat Saber.
Wow, this is like the most contrarian thing that I ever heard.
Why? We were talking about
seriously.
But to be fair, that there was like this online almost like level of hate against this game. So it's good to actually hear someone actually playing it and enjoying it.
Yeah, I'll stream it for you sometime. It's really good.
Yeah, and
I'd love that.
are you excited about who is it? Some character got leaked. I think like Deathstroke or and then
yeah, it's like Deathstroke's daughter or something. I don't know, and like like a female Freeze. I don't know. I think it's Nora Freeze. Who knows? yeah, I don't know. The whole thing got data mined like crazy, but
Okay.
yeah. But like I said, I will die on that hill. It's very good. The gameplay of it's good, at least.
Yeah. I guess my Suicide Squad is Days Gone, which I call the People's Last of Us.
Right.
Which is actually like from a technical aspect amazing. They have these like hordes of zombies and so that's really technically impressive, and it was super fun and people hated it. And not no, journalists hated it. It actually sold more. I think it sold more copies than Ghost of Tsushima. But there
Really?
was, yeah, or like or the same level. Definitely more than Death Stranding. Death Stranding. So yeah. I mean,
Wow.
it's so interesting that there's like games that people really like and like to play, and then there's some kind of public discourse around them that's totally different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Just noticed this time for the first time we have Aaron here, aka Frozen Eagle.
Actually, I think he was here last week already.
I
So
was
I'm
Yeah.
was
pretty
already
sure.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. But
Yeah,
more
but
than
we
that.
didn't
Maybe you
do
wanna
one,
maybe you wanna
did
say
we?
something about what you're doing here and introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
To
I'm
our
the intern.
massive audience.
I currently study game design and interactive media in Berlin, and I'm incredibly stoked to be on this team. I'm eager to learn some coding yet, but I'm more on the arty side. So if you see some new artworks, that's probably from me and Leon. Yeah, and that's basically all that's to it.
And we would have made us coffee, but since we are working remotely, this is not possible. So I'm just kidding. We're glad to have you on board.
Is this still a thing? I mean, actually, I despise that idea of interns being kind of people who are, I don't know, just sit in and listen to stuff, and not have them work on projects. Because I mean, I got incredible input by interns in other companies I was working before, and sending them off to get coffee is just a waste of resources, I think.
Yeah.
Depends how good the coffee is.
Sure. Yeah, mine sucks. I go. Okay. Then what else do you have in store, Till? You
What do you
posted
mean?
something on TikTok, I saw.
Oh yes. So what we some like people who observe these streams know that we like extract like tiny bits of interesting content from these streams and repost them on TikTok and Shorts. And the last week you were talking about why we decided to do a voxel game, and we had some kind of engagement around that on TikTok. And one guy made kind of like a smart comment, I guess. He was essentially saying, "That's interesting. Well, then, don't make games where you don't have the resources for that." And
That's
it's
true. It's true. Yeah. Don't make games you don't have the resources to make. I see this a lot. I mean, just recently we talked about this graph, right? So that like 80% or 90% even of games are in what you would consider the long tail. So games which are kind of pet projects by single developers or by studios which do not have very much of experience in the game industry. So they are sometimes failing because they pick a genre or a game which is just out of their scope. Yeah. And while we said last time that we opted for voxel graphics because we can't afford AAA graphics, means we deliberately made this decision because we knew we would never be justified, or we would never be satisfied with the graphics we would have in our game if we would aim for AAA graphics. And the same thing goes for the scope of the game. We would be we could dream of the best game ever, right? The game we have always wanted to make, and I think this is like a problem or an issue a lot of game designers run into, that they want to make the best game ever. So when they join the industry, that's the first thing they want to do. The one game they have always dreamt of. But usually these are huge undertakings. And when they're starting out, they probably don't have the resources to do that. So even though that this comment might be a little bit passive aggressive, they're right. Don't make the game you can't afford to make.
Right.
I see Hamilcar in the chat. Good to see you again. You sent coffee via mail. Perfect. Thank you. Not that we really can do anything with that. But we have a Mr. Soylent machine, which looks like a coffee machine. If Leon would be here, he could show it. I hope people get the joke with the Mr. Soylent. Maybe I'm too old for that joke. Good. Let's go into our stand-up. So what do we have in store today? Today's Wednesday, and I'll share my screen. Mm-hmm. Okay, so today Wednesday, 3 days to go, plus a weekend till Tony is gone. And we're done. Almost half the sprint is somewhat in ready to test or in done, which is cool. Where are we with everything? Tony.
Oh, Tony, you're muted.
Yeah, so there were a few things that I merged. So this cheats menu stuff, so the debug menu stuff isn't working. The only thing I noticed is it didn't have tooltips for all the buttons, but again, it is like just debug functionality that we have. So that's in. There is the tooltip stuff. This was fixed and also working. So the pinning works fine and at any resolution. That's all good. I feel like there was another thing. I'm not sure. Yeah. So basically, I looked into this furnace crane thing and yeah, so I pinpointed exactly what it is. So basically, when you build a crane or a feeder, and so if it has two connections, it starts making requests to try and move stuff, essentially, like just say like, hey, I'm waiting on some stuff, and that happens like anytime it has an entity at the input and the output, and because as soon as it's built, it sees the two blueprints there, or it could be one blueprint and one of anything, right? It could be a building that's built, like a conveyor or a furnace or whatever. But if it ever makes a request to a blueprint, then as soon as that thing is built, that request isn't carried over. And actually, it shouldn't even make the request in the first place. So as soon as that happens, when it's built, that gets lost forever. And yeah, so then it just gets stuck in the state of like trying to drop off something or trying to pick something up, and that's why it wasn't working. And then this was just like a little dependency thing. And there'll be a pull request for these really soon. Mainly, I just want to make sure that there's no other problems like that, because we do have things connecting and like I want to make sure that for like conveyors that are making like a merge, like a junction merge request, that can't happen onto blueprints, and whatever else it might be. Perhaps it is a mining drill that outputs something. Basically anything. If it's connected to a blueprint, it should not make a request. And so I'm just shoring that up, and then I'll be done with that.
And for me, I've just been working on this thing, the agents taking stuff from conveyor belts. So yesterday I showed a simple example for stockpiling, but now they actually also it also works with workstations, so the sensor system now also considers not only stockpiles but also stuff on conveyors. And also they only take items that have stopped, so they no longer chase them around. They only consider like the ending of the conveyor if the items are stopped. So really the only thing left to do is making the taking out of the conveyors work properly, because it has like a special logic with item groups on conveyors. So I think that's the only thing that needs to be done for this. And it works pretty well. So we in the beginning there's that phase where the player, he's manually building stuff on the workstations. And I find this helps quite a bit. I think it's still some more testing and probably more refining. I wonder if, for example, if you have the conveyor not always stopped. So if there's a crane in the end of the conveyor, sometimes it's making the items stop, sometimes it's using them. It might need some refining, like to figure out when should the agents try to take from it, or if we expect the player to just basically have a section of conveyor that's stopped to let agents take from there, which is pretty easy. Maybe I can illustrate, I can show off later. But if you have the crane not on the last conveyor, but on the second last, it means that the last conveyor will be stopped, so agents can take items from it, and the machines can still work fine with it. But I guess we'll go over that a bit after.
Yeah. Well, introducing the chute would be a thing, or I mean, the player could just have like a little strip of a conveyor belt where they put stuff on the crane, and then
Just need one extra strip, and agents will consider that one.
Yeah. Well, they can come up with something like this. Yeah. I also was thinking of another possibility which the player could use is if we have like a splitter. It's a pretty common thing in Factorio. I actually never use it in Factorio, but I see a lot of people using it. Which also helps to streamline your factory distribution a little bit. So you can kind of we can introduce like a splitter which goes like just 50-50, so whatever comes out on one side of the which comes up in the conveyor belt, it then splits up 50-50 on two new conveyor belts. And I like that idea.
And that would work as a chute essentially, because
basically, yeah. I mean, you could use that as a chute, because you can just make a small piece of conveyor belt, which just leads nowhere. But then also you can use it as a splitter, right? To streamline your production line. How hard would that be to make, Tony? Kind of a machine, which I mean, where stuff just goes through. Which is basically something like a crane, also like a conveyor belt.
Oh, you're muted, by the way.
Sorry, I keep muting myself. I'll leave it on. Yeah, I mean, I don't think really adding more stuff is too difficult. Yeah, I think once we have like a plan for it and the requirements, it's just more logic. Right. I think it's like well enough defined, like we can really do anything, even the chute is just like figuring out all the different interactions and like if we figure out, like for example with the chute, like how the items come off, if things can pass right through it once it's full, how I guess that there's like more things to consider, and then once we figure it out, it's just like putting it in. So I don't think it's necessarily difficult.
Yeah, and we do plan to have something like that for some converters, right? Some of them will have the ability to take items directly from conveyors.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of functionality, if we implement one, we kind of have what's needed for both.
Mm-hmm. Well, we could also
Yeah.
maybe use this new chute logic, so that some machines have like, I mean, it's not new. I mean, the miner has the chute logic, but we could use this for the splitter as well, right?
Mhm.
Okay, we
Yeah.
just have to make sure that, I mean, when you look at the mirror board, so you have the chute I mean, sorry, every conveyor belt is divided in a left and a right side. So for this purpose, I make the right side. Well, the right side is red, okay, and the left side is green. We have to just make sure that whatever comes in here on the right side then also leaves on the right side here. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Does not get scrambled in between. This would be basically bad. Yeah. Maybe you can make two versions. So it's like version 1. Actually, no. I think it's enough. You can have like the crane take stuff from one side only, or do they? No, they actually take everything, right? They not only take from one side. I mean, they prefer a side, but how does this work, by the way? I mean, if I have like a furnace, Tony, right? So Tony,
Mm-hmm.
there's a furnace, there's a conveyor belt. Here I have my crane taking stuff off the conveyor belt into
Yeah.
the furnace, okay? And so the furnace needs also fuel to operate. And
Yep.
on this conveyor belt here, I have coal on one side and
Yep.
whatever, for example, like iron ore, right, on the other side. So that stuff then so this thing feeds on iron. I mean, it does not stop when it needs the the coal at some point, right? It will take the coal also in,
Mm-hmm.
even though that is on the other side of the conveyor belt.
Yeah. So I guess in this case, yeah. So they consider the close side first, and then the far
Yeah,
side,
sure. Okay, so
based on their.
they
Yeah.
would either start with coal because it's on the close
Y-
side first,
Yeah.
and then they would
And
put iron. Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Except for this might be a case. So we talked about this, right? About with the combustion, like whether or not we want it to just take enough so it's satisfied and can work.
Yes.
Right. And because as of right now, it'll take as much coal, and so potentially this will only take in coal until we do the same thing, right? And they'll take in enough coal to run this thing, and then it'll start taking iron for its recipes, and then kind of go back and forth as such. Yeah, because this feeder knows what is valid and what it wants. So coal and iron, for example, are valid, but it will want coal and iron. It'll take coal because it's the close side, and then once this is satisfied, it should only want iron, and then it'll start grabbing the iron until it needs coal again. Most likely we can have something that kind of checks it and says like, okay, I'm getting a little low on coal, and so take the next one that comes by, because I need to keep this thing powered. I don't want to like run out and then start looking. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think in Victoria there's a storage for fuel.
Definitely.
You can, I think you can add up to 50 manually. But I think the threshold is something at 5 or something, which it takes in, or 3, I don't know. So it always has, or 2. So it has some spare left. Yeah, I think it's
Yep.
yeah, automatically. But you can stuff in
Yeah, that
more.
makes sense. Yeah.
I think it's a good um, good mechanic. Yeah. By the way,
Yep.
speaking of mechanics, I remember that we got a bit scolded about taking so much liberty in referring to other games
Right.
in the same genre. But I think that's fine, yeah, because we're not making this game in a sort of vacuum. We're basically, I would say, it's more an homage. Yeah, we're standing on the lines here, and it's okay to take references in and talk about how is this game doing it, how is this game doing it. I mean, because there are best practices out there, and it's well, as a game designer, you go shopping for best practices because you want to have a game which is hopefully better than what the people before you made, right? And this is, I don't consider this piracy or stealing or something. Um, uh, I think it's just evolution, right? So is everything, right, from art to literature, speaking, words, etc. So if you boil it down, I mean, in the end, it's just a pyramid, yeah, and you're standing on top of it, hopefully.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tsunami is actually suggesting a two-clawed crane that picks up from both conveyor lanes. I don't know if that's an interesting idea.
Mhm.
Certainly.
That's interesting.
Kind of interesting. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
Especially some recipes that have a balanced, like you need the same number of input ingredients. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Hmm.
something like this. Okay. And then
Oh yeah.
this is the conveyor belt.
Yeah. This looks like Andros up here.
Yeah. Okay, good. What about Coke?
Yeah. What about it?
So if the thing starts on the close side, this thing might figure out, oh, you want to make Coke because I have like 2 coal in here already.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let's make Coke out of it.
Well, no, because because basically what we have is we have our item storage, right, which is like and then we have fuel storage, and these are both buffers. So we have our dynamic buffer. Oh man, fuel storage. This make longer. There we go. Yeah, and then we have our buffer of item storage. Oh man, what is the deal with the text in this
44.
player?
Yeah. Oh, if it's broken,
Right.
so you can't delete anything, and you have to reload your mirror board. It's
Okay, I have to reload.
JavaScript error.
All right. Yeah. So basically, we have these two things, right? And so coal and coke are both
Yes.
you know, they potentially can both go into either one, right? But it depends on here. So let's say this converter, right? This furnace can make coke, and it also can take it as like a combustion source, right? Because coke would be a chemical sort of fuel. Then basically when we're looking, right, we have some bits, and like the last two, basically would both be set, and then we have some whatever bits up here, and so this one basically says, I want this for like a general recipe, and this one is for fuel, and so it'll take from both, and as soon as it needs fuel, it'll take it, it'll put it in its fuel, and then once it's satisfied in the fuel, it'll take it and start making the recipe that requires coke, and then once it's satisfied in the fuel, the want item thing will change this bit to a 0. We no longer want this, and but we do want it for general purposes. And I think if these are both 0, then we no longer want it whatsoever, and it's not even going to be considered in its want items, right? So this would be a no.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, I was worried about that. The thing will only produce coke as soon as there's fuel.
Yeah. No. So it's not like it's not like it's using the coal that's sitting in there as an item for a recipe. They're completely separate things that it's doing. In the same way, like in the Factorio UI, when you open it, you have like a little thing up top, and you know, if you put in wood, it will never consider that wood in its recipe. It's exactly the same concept here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Thanks. Maybe we can look at that in
Yep.
the next sprint with all the other meat.
The splitter or
the
what?
splitter and
This.
fuel.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Let me actually put that down here. Yeah, I like the idea of just having the splitter instead of a chute thing.
Oh, we have fuel.
Well, we have fuel. Fuel.
Yeah.
Why is this here?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But
Okay.
it's part of our planning.
It is. Good. What I'm working on, so balancing game. You can help me for a second here, right? So to get like all the sweet changes in Sprint 48 branch, I rebase my branch after committing it, right?
You would merge that branch into your branch. So fetch, swap to Sprint 48, pull it, swap back to your branch, and then right click on Sprint 48 and merge that branch into your current branch.
Okay, you have to help me here. I did
Sure.
this like only once here for so that everybody can also watch us here. I'll do it together with you guys. God damn, I'm gonna GitHub this stuff here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So going back to Sprint 48, you say?
Yeah.
Fetch everything there.
Yep.
Oh shit! I should just have closed the Unity.
And yeah, so I don't actually use GitHub Desktop, so I don't know where it would say pull.
It would say in the where it says fetch, so I guess it's up to date already. If you go to history,
cool. Yeah, so then
just to check.
Yeah, so then I think
yeah, it looks good.
Yep. Yeah, so did you have changes previously? I think these are all
these are these bogus
the fake.
ones, fake ones.
Yep.
How do I stash them, right? And then they are
I just discard them.
Discard them?
So yeah, so you right click. Oh yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, so then actually go back to your other branch now, whichever one you were using. Yep, sure.
Balancing. Okay.
And then
now it's in branch on the top, and it should say merge into current branch.
Oh yeah.
And Sprint 48.
Yep.
You could also doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you
okay, no, it's too late until
you
you
do something else,
them.
Francisco?
I mean, if you have local changes, sometimes rebasing it's more clean. But I think this way it's fine as well. I don't think it should be.
Yeah, I think the problem with rebasing, like that I've seen, is sometimes it like messes with the history. I think we've had some kind of problems.
I think if you had conflicts that you had to fix or something, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But it should be fine now.
Okay, now I push that stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you push it.
Okay, cool. Because otherwise I can't make comments in it. Okay, cool. Well, that's it then. Okay.
Yep.
Good. What has changed here? Sorry. So the scope is updated. Mining, dropping, cheat menu is in there. Tooltip clamping.
Machine animations, Lucro Miner.
Lucro Miner was also
the debug menu, and I think that's about it. On the game scene as well.
Yeah. So yeah, Till, if you like, I think you can use my branch, and then we have a race to blue solvent, but no cheating. Yeah.
Okay.
you should be able to build the gem plant as a tier 1 item now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, looking at it, these issues were also merged down here. These.
Which one?
Yeah. So the one that actually fixed the fuel moving in the crane. There's a problem with the particles, and then also there's an issue with the silicone.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that
Recipe. Yeah.
one.
Yeah. So these are also merged, actually.
Good. Okay. Oh, you mean in Spin 48 now, or where?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Just
Spring
now?
But you don't need to do
No.
before.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Good. Well, then it's on. Good. Can I just change the screen here, or do I have to really throw you all out of the? I can just change the window. Okay, cool. Okay, back to the Peter board. Yes, that's what I'm still working on. And look for minor asset. Aaron, what do you have for us?
Well, I'm nearly finished. I'm just some texturing left. You can see it here. I rearranged the cables going through the to the miner, and I'm also pretty happy with how the requested cross shape turned out. I talked with Leon, and he thought the operation symbol, the little Knight
Indicator?
Rider indicator, exactly, would be a little bit taxing on the system. So I would like to get back to Tony on that, or Francesco. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh,
Sorry. What exactly was it?
The
thing on the top.
indicator.
this thing is kind of swirling around here, like Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Just going
Well,
circles.
Like actual light instead of just voxel.
No,
Yeah,
not
so-
actual
so-
light. I think like emissive light, like the conveyor belts.
Just
Yeah,
emissive.
and this thing would be stationary, but this thing would kind of be rotating around, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just the red thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's really interesting, actually. Yep. I guess the only way I can think of doing it with the actual voxel data would be like kind of a custom shader that basically has like a little slice where we figure out which voxels can be emissive and then the rest wouldn't be, and we just kind of rotate that over time. Because the main problem will be that we have our voxel data, so it's not like a like a texture or something that we're laying over it, and can like move it around. It's all loaded at runtime. So I guess making a custom shader specifically for this one piece. That's my first thought. Maybe Francisco has another idea.
Yeah, no, I think that's really the only way I can see it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like taxing, just it's a very specific thing to implement for it.
Okay, and so it's possible. I hear from that.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So then I'll finish this in the next few hours, and I will go straight to the sketches for you, Till.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yes. Can
Well, you
expect
can
something.
post this thing in Essence Art and whatever the channel is called.
It's not fully done. I will notify you if I have some final renders. Yeah. Would that be okay?
Yeah, I'm sure the community will love it.
Great.
Good. Okay. Tony, question: how much do you think you can get done before you leave next week? when it comes to Blood and Gore?
So I've talked to Francisco about this. Yeah, and I think, actually quite a bit of the main part of this, for sure. Like the decal. I'll probably just grab like a random blood texture, and we'll need like to make a new one, but I'll just pixelate it, and yeah, then basically put in the physics stuff. Yeah, we kind of talked about this as well, because like in a normal game object kind of game, where you don't have like the ECS physics, you can have like a particle system that the particles can collide with stuff, and we can't do that with standard particles. So my idea as well for like blood particles that like spurt and create other decals other places is basically to simulate those, like simulate our own particles that can collide with geometry and then spawn decals. And yeah, I think most of it will be up and running, honestly.
Really? Okay.
That is my feeling about it. The reactions, I probably won't have started on, but well for sure. But at least like the basics of the blood and gore, I have a pretty good feeling about it.
And can you make it that Aaron and Leon can actually have some varieties of decals for the bloodstains?
Yeah, I'll probably make like add some stuff to the shaders so that they can change the colors, and I'll point them to like the the materials so they can look at them. Yeah.
Quick question: Is there a timeline for implementing the animations, the most recent ones?
The humanoid ones,
the machine ones in particular.
The machine ones are in the branch now.
Oh, cool.
They're in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sprint 48 was it too, right?
Yep.
Machine animations, yes, 2 days ago, but merged. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and those are pretty cool.
And can you merge that into a build before you leave? Would that be possible?
Yeah, I can definitely spawn off a new build. I think well yes, actually Tila, we can look at that as well, because I'm assuming you use like the Unity build pipeline, which
I did, yeah.
Which you normally would use, but again, not for our game. Yeah. So I think once I fix, or like, once we merge this problem with the cranes, I think that's like a really good time to spawn off a build, because that is also like a pretty big problem for playability.
Yeah. When do you think this is done? Because then we can, when you do this, then we can upload the new version of the demo to Steam.
Yeah, I think yeah, it's going to be done very, very, very soon.
Okay, well, we can test ride this on the Steam build. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, good. All right, then I think we still have a little bit time for the chat, if they have any questions.
Oh, do you want me to still show the picking up from conveyor? Kind of the setup I was doing.
Yep. You can do this while we're talking with the.
Sure. Perfect.
The chat.
So this should be fine. Yeah, so the setup I came up is kind of like this, and this is basically working as the shoot thing. So we have a line of copper ore coming in. Some machines are doing something with it, and there's some like buffer here, and we can actually, we can extend the buffer if we want, and we can tell them. Right now, you can do this in the workbench, but probably not going to be the case.
Yeah.
Make some copper ingot here. And I guess Mia is going to go pick this up and also work on it.
Yeah, the output of the miner and also the speed of the crane is actually aligned at the moment. So that means that the furnace is going to pick up all the copper there is.
Yep.
Yeah. So you need a second miner actually to have a.
Oh, no, it did miss one, but yeah.
It did miss one. Yeah. Never mind. Okay, I stand corrected.
I think it's when this one is still crafting. This one's gonna miss one, or no, or next one.
It's like the 7th wave.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Okay.
waited. Yeah. Okay.
Because this one prepared another one for this one,
Yeah.
so it didn't fill more while
Yeah.
it was waiting for the other
Also,
one.
I think as soon as we have like the fuel, this gets a bit diffused because the crane also would then be busy taking in the fuel. I mean, if you're using the same crane to do that. Yeah.
And I guess another way to do this could also be something like this, to create a buffer before.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Basically.
And before the machine, so this one will be filled, and then the machines
Stops.
can work on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a solution you can make as a player. Yeah.
So yeah, I think this works pretty good. I wonder which one they're gonna use. Probably this side. So the only thing left really is to make them actually consume the items, because that has some special logic.
Doesn't go away now. Okay.
Yeah. But after that should be everything. So this one
Why-
now stopped. And
Okay. Why is she walking through the workbench? By the way.
I don't think they have. They create HPA
The blocker. No HPA blocker.
blockers. Yeah.
Yeah, the blockers.
I think even like furnaces and everything. Create anything.
Okay. Well, it's not that important, but later it is important. HPA blockers for machines and workbenches.
Sorry, I found the attack. Yeah.
And we never talked about the walkways, by the way. I mean, they're not this important, but later stage games they will be immensely important. Oh, shooting attack. I don't have any sound, but
Oh yeah, I don't have some. Sorry.
oh.
I wonder if it can be toggled now, or maybe here. Maybe.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, it's very unsatisfying how they take all these shots. You know, I mean, there's no reaction to it. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But this is going to be tackled next week. I go this at the end of the week when they we have the reaction animations. By the way, who's doing the? Yeah, do we have these reaction animations already?
No,
No.
we do not.
Oh, okay. Okay, somebody tell Leon maybe that we need them soon.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just noticed that this context menu still says kill, but
Yeah, exactly. Even if they're drafted, it shouldn't be the case.
Okay, just writing down.
Kind of expected question from the chat. Tsunami's asking for a rough timeline for the demo.
Yes. I'll give you fix this so you all don't feel pressured. Yeah. I mean, pressure is good. Under pressure, diamonds are formed. But so we wanna give Discord a demo as soon as possible. As soon as we have like this feature in here, yeah. Which is, where is it? When you look at my shared screen here. So did you have like the possibility to send a bug report in the game? So this is like a little button up here, and you can say, I want to report a bug. And what the thing is doing, it automatically makes a screenshot. And you can put in your Discord name. It actually should remember your Discord name when you put it in once. And then you describe what is going wrong, and then also how we can reproduce this bug. And then it also will collect some data, which is in an XML payload thing, and all of that, whatever you write here, and what the specs of your machines are, what average frame rate you have, etc., and so on. Plus, the screenshot is then gonna send to a database which I'm working on, and so we can see what kind of bugs we have, and hopefully we have kind of connection to Discord, so this is actually then showing up in the bug forum here. And yeah, also thinking about some features which we have in the backend where we can kind of merge certain bug reports, because I think at the beginning we will get like a couple of bugs which are in the same thing, so easily identifiable as the same thing, and then we can merge them together. And what would be nice, actually, for everybody who is helping with this is not only that they can send this thing off and it's a fire and forget, but Tony, I haven't talked about this, but it would be nice if we have like this feature that as soon as you start up the game again, and there is actually a bug which we worked on and fixed, that it tells you, hey, thanks for sending off this report on whatever, about this thing here. It's actually fixed now, so that you're like, oh, cool, I made a change here. That would be awesome, because I hate nothing more than not feeling in control as somebody who puts in work.
Yeah, I think normally what you do is you like in your patch notes, you get a little, hey, thanks. That way we don't have to like keep track of people's more like identifying information about their accounts and stuff than necessary.
Absolutely. But this callback thing, it's not that much of work for us, right?
No,
so looking at the database,
but
again,
definitely.
seeing this thing is closed, and then go like, hey, cool, this one is
Yeah.
done, this one is done. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, the one thing, the one thing that I really like, that I hate, when other games don't have it, is like patch notes. I would love to have like nice patch notes, of this is what we fixed. That's also why, like when I was talking about Git and like the commit messages, and why it's like important to write a commit message and what you worked on is exactly that, so you don't forget features that we fixed, and they'll like kind of fall through the cracks, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed. Yeah. How do you call these? You're such a good writer. You can make up some nice note here.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, hey, remember this nasty bug. Oh, I hate this thing.
Yeah, but I am saying though, I don't think it should be something that like we keep track of who exactly did it, and then open a message that tells that person, hey, this bug that you fixed or sent a report for, has been fixed. I think basically we take that information, or however much we gather, whatever we have, and put it in the patch notes, which would probably be.
We do both. Let's do both. Yeah.
Well, so how much information are you going to be gathering about any random person who's playing the game?
Well, I think just as first of all, average frame rate. I want to see average frame rate. What is the frame rate of their machine? Also, what are the settings they're playing on, like the video settings, just to be able to reproduce stuff. Yeah, basically a lot of data about the game. Maybe how long they played it. Is this like an error which occurred 30 hours in the game, or is it occurring like 10 minutes in the game? I think that would be also crucial to kind of sift through the major problems, and then what else? Of course, a wallet.dat Bitcoin wallet, if you can find it on the computer, and then all the personal data, all that stuff. Basic stuff you do as a game company.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is without having like some authentication or something, that some token that they have, whatever it is, some identifier that they send that then we have when they load into the game. This which again, I don't really think that is necessary for this case, right? Because let's say there's a crash in Unity, like we mostly have access to like system specs and not like a unique identifier, right? Of hey, this guy this one specific guy who submitted this bug report. This one here, I think is like gonna require more information than I think we should really keep track of or need, honestly.
Really? I mean, if this, if we say like there's a client ID or something, and we can stick it to that thing, and then I don't know, make a little pull request. Is there closed? I mean, this is database application wise, it's not a big deal, right? Go like, hey, thanks for reporting this. I mean, I like, for example, if you catch a cheater in some online games, they also do this. Hey, you reported this guy, and by the way, we banned him. This is amazing. You get a little bit of satisfaction out of it.
Yeah. So now that we have a back end server where we're keeping all this data and we're making a request to it, when they log in to like query if they have any fixed things that we should tell them about.
What is your concern?
That it's kind of overkill.
No,
versus just putting them in a patch note.
Well, this data, no, we do both, right? So this database is there anyway, right? We have to keep that anyway. I mean, we have to upload the screenshot. We have to upload this data blob here, and I mean, just going to this database again and asking, what is this thing? I mean, what do you get is a JSON payload, and then have like show that this little message to it.
I think one of the main difference is in one approach, the reports are basically anonymous. We don't really care who sent it. We don't have to track anything. And with the other one, we have to track that. And there's also I guess a process of triage. Like when we get these reports, we actually have to associate them. We have to read them, like all of them, and associate them with the correct bug to then notify it correctly. It is more work, just that.
Oh, it will be work. It will be a ton of work, right? But I mean, I wanna facilitate or make usage of these people actually eager getting their hands on the game, and they will. I mean, what would be the worst thing? They stumble upon a bug and nobody knows about it, and they give up on the game. This is like the worst thing which can happen. And I want to give them a way out, and also for us to grow on in this endeavor, finding out what is actually going wrong, and not only just looking at the Unity crash reports which we get, because there can be so many bugs when it comes to logic, etc. Think of the conveyor belts, etc., and so on. So this is super crucial, I think. And this thing, I think it's a cute note, right? And just adding this is not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's already a readily available unique identifier, then sure, like a Steam client ID or something.
Oh,
then
Steam client ID, perfect.
Then we can do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because because like for example, like in CS:GO, if you report people, you do get a message when you come back on that somebody you've reported. I guess it's CS2 now, but that somebody you reported has been banned. And that's obviously using your Steam ID, some unique identifier that Steam has. That's I guess what I know.
That's I think what we can use, and which is okay. Maybe have an opting thing. So like what Tsunami says, like I want to be anonymous or something, and or I wanna be credited. Could go both ways, just like with the little box here.
It's selecting more data. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be anonymous. Of course, we make this opt out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to be credited. Okay, and then this thing is.
Yeah, I think as long as it's not gonna be like a ton more.
No worries.
Effort.
It is crucial. I'm telling you, this is it. We need this. Yeah, this is it. This is how we do it.
I think we want this.
we want this. Yeah.
Yeah. This is yeah.
So I want to be credited. Boom. Here, checkbox. Okay. Yeah. Anonymous. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I think as well, we'll have to think about our pipeline from bug report, right? Because we'll also get them on Discord, and we have to figure out where we want them, right? Like we want everything to end up as a public forum, like bug forum post on Discord.
Why not?
Yeah. That is fine. It's just about whether or where we want to gather all these things, basically.
Yeah, basically in this database, I mean, there will be, we have to talk about what kind of groove we're going to have there, because I think we're not living really this this forum here on Discord, which is kind of a shame, I think. But I think with a little bit of effort, this is useful. And also, I mean, we need a place where people can post stuff, and this is perfect, right? At the moment, we're not using it because we have like Mirror. We can. I'm talking to you every day. Till is talking to you every day. So this is like the easiest way for us to get stuff fixed. But at some point, we have to have this a little bit organized. And I think the forum on Discord is the best way. And this database just feeding into here, that would be great, right? Even though if you have to manage the database a little bit, then that be it. Then we have to manage this database a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. Didn't want to talk about this much about this year, but this should go in before we give this thing to anybody, right? Because otherwise we are losing so much of interesting bugs to kill, and the season is open. Okay. What else?
I don't know. Francisco, did you end up talking to Leon about whatever he was asking about? I'm assuming with the main menu.
I'm not sure exactly. Like the issue he had with hiding the pages or something else?
Maybe, yeah. I just like pinged everybody. Yeah, so
yeah, I don't think there's been anything. So yesterday was just some issue with saying stuff on the game scene. Okay, that's fixed.
Okay, yeah. Then no, I mean that might be about it.
Awesome. Good. Then I would say, okay, everybody else, thanks for joining us today for the stream. Yeah. If you have any questions, then just write it in the chat. We're gonna pick it up latest at the next Witchcraft Wednesday, which is next Wednesday. And everybody else, let's get back to work and get the sprint.
Also, shout out to JDog who joined us in the YouTube comment sections. As a soul guy there. Thanks for showing interest in the game, and awesome. all the people in the Discord chat.
Yeah. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. All thanks, everyone.
All right. Bye.
See you guys.
Till then. Bye.
See you. Bye.